Welcome Netrunners to the second part of our look at the Daedalus complex data pack on the red sand cycle. Today we'll be looking at the corp cards, starting with Hasbioroid. And first we have a new agenda called Next Wave. It has a cost of 4 and agenda points 2 is an agenda next card. If there's a res piece of next ice, when you score Next Wave 2, you may do 1 brain damage. So you can get a free brain damage on the runner just by scoring this agenda and having a res piece of next ice. That's huge because that means the runner doesn't even have to run for you to damage them in this way, and it's permanent damage with a brain damage token. So this is something I'm definitely going to be using in the future, and I can see a lot of decks using it. Next we have Z 2.0, new piece of ice. Cost of 6 to res him. He's got a strength of 4. He's Ice Sentry Bioroid AP Destroyer. The runner can spend 2 clicks to break up 2 subroutines on Z 2.0 and has subroutines Trash 1 Hardware, Trash 1 Hardware. If the runner has spent at least 1 click to break a subroutine during this run, do 2 brain damage. So this is an extremely dangerous piece of ice, because if the runner does not have the icebreaker to break this, then he is forced to use clicks to get through it. But if he does, then he'll be taking 2 brain damage. So obviously the runner will not want to take the 2 brain damage, so it's most likely he'll end up having to trash the 2 pieces of hardware from the earlier subroutines. It is an extremely dangerous piece of ice for destroying the runner's ability to run on you. So hardware is anything like consoles, chips, all of them, you can just trash them with this card if the runner doesn't want to take the brain damage. Next we have Defense Construct. Cost of 2. Upgrade. Defense Construct can be advanced. Trash it, add 1 face-down card from Archives to HQ for each advancement token on Defense Construct. Use this ability only during a run on Archives. So if you've had to discard a load of cards into Archives face-down, and the runner's going after them, during the run you can literally trash this card and have them all taken back to HQ for each advancement token on Defense Construct. If you've got enough on it, you can protect any of cards that you've got in there, making this a good way to prevent the runner, even during the run, of stopping them from finding out what those cards were. You could even use it as a double bluff. They would think there was an agenda you just returned to your HQ, and they'd go after HQ when there was in fact nothing. It's a card that could be used in several strategies, although since you have to advance it several times for it to get more than 1 card, it may be a bit limited. But we'll see how it goes. Next we have Jinteki and Synth DNA Modification. Cost of 2, Asset. The first time a subroutine on a piece of AP ice is broken each turn, do 1 net damage. Now this is really good for Jinteki, because it means that all your AP ice that you have in your nasty spiky Jinteki decks is now doing 1 net damage because of just having its subroutines broken. It doesn't matter that the runner is now breaking the subroutines that say do 1 net damage, they are still taking 1 net damage at the very least from this card. That just makes Jinteki decks all the more dangerous, and I can't wait to put it into my one and get some use out of that. Next we have Kakugo, a new piece of ice, cost of 4, Ice Barrier AP, strength of 1. When the runner passes Kakugo, do 1 net damage, and then has subroutine end the run. So it's only when it passes Kakugo it does 1 net damage. So if the runner just encounters it, then the run is ended and nothing happens. But if they break the subroutine and pass it, they take 1 net damage. And if they break the subroutine, they will also take 1 damage from Synth DNA Modification if you have it in your deck as well. Which, to be honest, why wouldn't you? Because it's amazing. Next we have Net Analytics for NBN. Cost of 0, Asset. Whenever the runner avoids or removes 1 or more tags, you may draw 1 card. And has a trash cost of 3. Now, once again, this is another huge card because NBN decks are almost always all about tags. You're used in a lot of their decks. Data Raven, one of NBN's signature cards, is all about tags. So giving you the ability that whenever the runner removes or avoids the tag, you get card draw, that is fantastic. And that is going straight into my NBN decks. Sync BRE. Cost of 4, strength of 6, has Ice Sentry Tracer. First subroutine is Trace 4, if successful, give the runner 1 tag. Then Trace 2, if successful, the runner accesses 1 fewer cards whenever he or she accesses cards. So, it doesn't say at the end of the run. It might be a typo, but it says if successful, the runner accesses 1 fewer cards whenever he or she accesses cards. So that means if it's for the rest of the game, then the runner, unless he's got ways to access more cards, can't access any cards. That's pretty huge. I'm assuming it means just for the duration of this run. And also, with Trace 4 for the first one, the runner's almost certainly getting tagged if he doesn't know a way to break that subroutine. A very strong piece of ice, but we might have to wait for an FAQ whether that means just until the end of the run for that rule. Next we have Wayland and a new identity for them. Jemison Astronautics. Sacrifice or Destiny Success. Identity Corporation, 4515. Whenever you forfeit an agenda, place 1 advancement token on a card and 1 additional token for each agenda point the agenda was worth. So, you can forfeit agendas thanks to several other cards. But now, with this identity, you can place an advancement token on a card, say another agenda, and 1 additional token for each agenda point the agenda was worth. So if you sacrifice a 4-point agenda, you can then put 5 advancement tokens onto, say, a 5-point agenda, because it says 1 for the sacrifice, and then 1 extra for each agenda point it was worth. So you could score a 5-point agenda just for making that sacrifice. So that's pretty huge. Next we have Quarantine System. Cost of 1 asset, forfeit an agenda. So that's it, a card for forfeiting agendas. It's not the only one, there's plenty of others that can do it as well. And it has res up to 3 pieces of ice, lowering the cost of each by 2 for each printed agenda point on the forfeited agenda. So, as with that previous example, you forfeit a 4-point piece of 4-point agenda. That lets you put 5 advancement tokens on something. It then lets you res 3 pieces of ice and lower the cost of each by 2 for each printed agenda point on the fortified agenda, so that would be 8. So you could res up to 3 pieces of ice, their cost lowered by 8 credits. So that is a pretty amazing combo there, and one I'll certainly be looking forward to trying out. Next we have O'Birth Protocol. Cost of 2, upgrade, as an additional cost to res O'Birth Protocol. Forfeit an agenda. Once again, another way to forfeit the agendas. The first time you advance a card in or protecting this server, each turn place an additional advancement token on it. So now you're doubling the amount of advancement tokens the first time you put one on a card that's protecting O'Birth Protocol. Meaning that's even more advancement tokens. So you can get some of the advancing ice to extreme levels with this combo. Next we have the neutral cards and Condi Plaza. Cost of 3, upgrade Ritzy. For X credits, use these credits. You get X regenerating credits, use these credits to res ice, protecting the server. X is the number of remote servers. So if the corp has got a lot of remote servers, because they're trying to advance a lot of things, then you're getting X extra credits for each one of those servers. But you can only use them for resing ice, protecting the servers. So it's good because it allows you to res the ice for much, much cheaper, but it's relying on you having a lot of remote servers, which can be a problem sometimes because it gives the runners some easy places if they need to make run events. So it's interesting, but we'll have to see if it's worth it. It'll work in some decks. And finally we have Signal Jamming, cost of 0, upgrade. Has trash, cards cannot be installed until the end of the run. Use this ability only during a run on this server. That's an interesting ability, preventing cards from being installed, but for only during a run on this server, a runner could target any other server and ignore that completely. And although it does help if you're protecting one of the main servers with it, it can be trashed for just a cost of 2, and you have to trash it. So the runner could just use a run on this server, you trash it to get that, and then he just runs again on the same server. So I don't think that's good an upgrade for having a trash cost like that. Anyway, that's all for this time, Netrunners. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully bring you some more Netrunner games soon. See you later!